I tend at the end of each year to do some further work on myself or deeper work. I just tend to commit more around December every year because I feel that in that rebirth in the new year and in passing the solstice, I want I want to capitalize on that energy. I want to capitalize on that. Obviously, in the northern hemisphere, everything is dying or dead by the solstice, the 21st of December. Uh, and as things begin to turn around and as the energy begins to move again, it's just for me, it's just an opportunity uh, to kind of dig deeper, you know, not a long-term commitment, but more of a short-term, intensive period of work. And this time last year, or in December of last year, I wrote 3 articles on Instagram. I think they're on my website as well. Uh, about mining and about going to the underworld and mining, whatever layers are left to integrate. When I wrote those articles last year, most people didn't really know what was happening. But I think this year, as time passes, I think generally people are quite slow to get how this works. Um, if you want to lose weight or if you want to run a marathon, you have to do things. You have to be active. You have to be proactive. Maybe you have to go to a gym every day or every second day. Maybe you have to change your diet. Like you have to do uncomfortable things to get to that level of fitness, be it to lose weight or be it to run the marathon. So if you want to further your spiritual growth, there's active work and steps that you have to take. Listening to my podcasts or rubbing your crystals or turning tarot cards ain't going to do it. It's not going to cut it. It's not work. So generally, I think the people who follow me or who listen to my stuff, there's a different layer or level or degree of hunger and receptivity to actually engage and to actually work. So when I wrote those last year, it was about going into the darkness. It was about going into the underworld and uncovering further layers or seeing what would be presented to me. And during that time, I think people who read it really didn't get what was happening or why would you, it's in a way, it's kind of saying like, why would you go to a gym? Why would you change your diet? But it's like, oh, because I want to get fit or because I want to lose weight. So why would you go to the underworld? Because I want to be free, because there's more of me living down there. There's more of my reflection to be engaged with and to be integrated. So for me, that makes absolute perfect sense. But I get that for many people, they don't really understand that. But I think you're getting it more and more. It's making sense. So we're the 26th of November today. And, for 2022, which is not far away now, whatever it is, 5 weeks, for the coming weeks for me, I will commit to a slightly different routine and a slightly more intense routine for myself, which will entail a lot more personal writing and working through my own belief systems and thoughts. Quite simply, thoughts. It doesn't necessarily have to be what do you believe. It's like if I have a thought, well, there's something not right there. Thoughts are taking me away from presence, away from the present moment. I don't need thoughts. I've yet to, as I've said many times, it's okay to plan things, but humming a tune from 15 years ago, I don't see the benefit of that. To listen to the song, yeah, or thinking about next Tuesday or fantasies about the future or memories of the past doesn't really matter. All there is this moment. So I'm aiming to move more and more. And December for me seems to be that month of commitment, to just capitalize on that change of energy, end of year change of energy, and the solstice, whether you're in the northern or the southern hemisphere. So what else can I tell you? I just feel for me, I'm kind of pushed to commit a bit more, but I also want to share, for people who are kind of, if you want more, if you want to go further, there's always more you can do. You've got to look at what are your priorities in your day. Do you give a number of hours to television? Do you, I don't know, a number of hours to social media? Um, where is your time and energy going? Because wherever it's going, that's what your priority is. It's simple. So if you think, oh, but I really wish I could do more meditation or whatever, but I never do meditation and I watch 3 hours of television a day, well, then you see what your priority is. Your priority is television. So it, like, as I said before, often with spiritual people, like, I get contacted with people and I interview people in a sense, or screen people if they want to do my 6 week course. So they want to work with me. And, I'd often say, do you meditate? And they say, no. And they say, oh, I can't meditate. I can't sit still, or I can't, which is always interesting. Spiritual people on a spiritual path can't meditate. Interesting. So we need to go in these difficult, uncomfortable directions. Like going to the gym. I fucking hate gyms. I've no interest in gyms, but I don't want to run a marathon. I don't really want to lose weight. So I don't need to go to the gym. Hey. But I have my own gym. I have my own internal work that I do daily. So I made a video and I mentioned in the past that as an offering, before I say that, like so it's the end of the year. It's like, what can you do, or what do you feel called to alter your 2022? For me, it doesn't feel right. Like people have New Year's resolutions, and I'm kind of, the 31st of December or whatever, or maybe on the 1st of January, they decide, okay, I'm going to give up smoking and I'm going to stop eating sausages or whatever it may be. I don't really do that. I would tend to, in December, to be preparing for January. So then when January comes, I'm in a routine, or I'm already changing or changed, and I'm on that path. It's not like I get up January 1st and I think, oh shit, I made a promise to myself I would do all of these things. I've already began to do them in December. And I also don't wake up one day and decide I'm going to do 5 of these things every day now for the rest of my life. I might do one for 5 minutes, and then tomorrow I might do one for 10 minutes. And very gradually I build up a routine. If I start with all of this, it won't last long at all. I don't have the staying power. But if I can build up a routine, it sticks. And then it's like brushing your teeth or going to the gym or whatever it may be. It becomes a routine. It becomes a habit. So for anyone who feels a commitment for 2022, or that you want to get off on the right foot, now is the time, if not earlier, to be preparing for that, of what you want to do, what direction you want to go in. And on that bombshell, I will be raising my prices again in January. I'll be raising prices of the 6 week course. I just see continually the benefit and the fucking deep change that people have by working with me, and the time that I give to people. I'm in contact with people, clients, almost every day of that 6 weeks. Sometimes we jump on the phone. I'm pretty much always available, unless I'm asleep, to help work through whatever is being presented. So it's a good time to consider that kind of thing, to get your ball rolling for 2022. And as I said in September, I saw that from September to December of this year would become a lot more intense. Look at the world, Australia, Austria, a few parts of Europe, Ireland. Thank God I'm in Mexico. All these places, more lockdowns, vaccine mandates, all this kind of stuff, more drama, more stress, protest, all the rest of it. So this is the boiler room. This is the pressure cooker. This is the intensity. This is the energy that transforms that lump of coal into the diamond. And that's where you want to go. Part of you is looking to wake up. Part of you is looking to be more conscious, know a little bit more of what or who you are. So it's up to you to commit to that. What can you commit to, and take the action to further your development and preparation for 2022. Like, the way I see it is, as we change and become more aware, and as the energy rises, it becomes one of two things: either more fucking brutal and uncomfortable if we're not working with it. That's what I see. People I work with or people around me, you don't work, you get a day of fucking chaos, panic. If you work with it, you're on that wave, you're riding that wave. And in my opinion, it's money in the bank. I don't mean that in a financial sense. I mean, it's fucking energy I want to integrate. I want to benefit from this. This is why I came here, for this time right now. I'm not going to miss it. I'm not going to be watching fucking Netflix. I want to capitalize on this whenever this stuff is presented and arises, so that I can benefit, so that the Christmas is easier, so the new year is, I'm on a path. I'm in the flow. I want to be in the flow. I don't want to be kicked around by this, or my reflection of that chaotic world. The other thing I want to say was, obviously, just as a reminder, I still do work with people microdosing or as a remote sitter. So that option is available for people. And I've had great success with that. You know, it's been really beneficial. So you can get in touch with me if you're curious about that. And we can do a deal, or we can talk about microdosing as part of a refresher course as well. For those of you who have done the 6 or the 8 weeks in the past, if you want to do a refresher, it's possible to do a refresher with microdosing LSD. So it's subperceptual. It's a level that wouldn't affect your work or your day-to-day life, but we ease into that anyway. And I mean, I'm in serious contact with people anyway during that work. But it's just very beneficial. It's proven very purposeful for myself and those I've worked with. The other last thing is, if you've managed to stay listening to this to the end of the podcast, is from January or February, I'm looking if people want to come and work with me. So I have space here. I've loads of room here. And as you can hear, it's pretty quiet. There's a swimming pool, there's security, there's all the rest of it where I am. But I'm open to between 2 and 4 people coming. And so if you're interested, get in touch. There can be some medicine work if people are interested. But really, this is about a living. It's about a way of life. There's loads of retreats that you can go to that they give you and I've done them. You know, they go 14 hours a day of lectures and teachings and exercise, and that's all cool. This is different. The people I've stayed with, or lived with at times during this work, the being around me, they get to see that I live this. It's not like a 15-minute video and I go, okay, I'm gonna have to talk to them about what, like, say, present, be in your body, and then I turn off and go, okay, Netflix and McDonald's. It's like I live it. You know, you get to live with me. You stay here. We'll eat together. We'll meditate. We'll work together for however many number of days is suitable, or a week or something like that. So it's just a different way. Ultimately, I'd like to run larger groups and ceremonies, but because of the way the world is with travel and all the rest of it, I'm not sure about that. If people can get out of their countries and how that works. So everyone is welcome, and it's a way of life. So it's a degree of presence, calmness, sunshine, swimming pool, rest, you know, being in tune with healing and release, as opposed to putting loads of information in. I'm not going to give you 15 exercises that you go back and you have to do these every day for the rest of your life. It's not like that. This is a way to live, a way to be present, a way to allow and facilitate our release and our awakening, or our unfolding. So if that resonates, get in touch. You're welcome, between 2 and 4 people. And we'll see what happens. Yeah. If you like this video, you can buy me a coffee. There's a link below. But you're also really welcome in the Sunday Zooms. The group is getting bigger, and the work, I feel, is becoming more powerful and more intense. So, I mean, by all means, drop in. So yeah, and please share this video if you gained anything from it. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.